Question is coming from Greg Hunter.
So Tony, obviously today's a lot of physical work, but how much mental work do they also put you through? How many questions, interviews, things like that do the NFL teams do?
I've done a number of interviews. I don't even remember the exact number, honestly. And we go over a lot of playbooks, a lot of scheme, and we go over my film as well, and the West Virginia film and scheme as well. So it's a lot of learning. It's a lot of development throughout this process.
Cody Nesper.
And I'm just wondering, how many teams have you talked to up to this point? And then do you know, are you getting a sense of how they would want to use you as a professional?
I've talked to all 32 teams, some of them more than once. And as of right now, I believe I'm still playing Will. I'm going to be playing Will linebacker. Some teams have said Mike linebacker, look at both. And some teams actually told me to look at the field linebacker, so like the nickel type backer.
Back to Greg Hunter.
So Tony, you talked about watching film with guys. I assume they point out a lot of negatives just because they're coaches, and that's sort of what they do. Does that get difficult when they say, how come you did it this way rather than this way? What's the tough part of watching film with coaches?
It doesn't really get difficult at all. I mean, you don't really like people telling you that you didn't do something good, but I just take it with a grain of salt and try to learn from it. I mean, when a coach tells me that he asked me why I did something wrong, typically I already know what I did wrong because I've watched the film with Coach Coons and Coach Leslie. We watched it and we've already corrected the film during the season. So I'm able to explain why I did it and what I did wrong. So it's not really too bad.
So you played mainly Mike, well, almost all Mike at West Virginia. And obviously you talk about other positions in the NFL. Did the experience at Mike help, or would it have been more beneficial to play a position that you're going to play in the NFL?
The experience at Mike definitely helped. My first 3 years at U of A, I played Will linebacker. So coming to play Mike and being able to set the front and call the plays more and having to learn a totally opposite a position, it helped out a lot.
Carly Nevis.
Tony, what have the past few months been like for you? Where were you at? How'd you transform your body to prepare for this pro day?
I went back home to Vegas. I've been training at Phase One Sports in Las Vegas with another WVU alumni, Trip Hale. He played back in the day. So he's been getting me right. And my guy, Reggie, he's been getting me right back home. So, I mean, I got back to Vegas feeling kind of bad. I didn't play in the bowl game. I had to do some tweaks on my bruises and everything like that. But right now, I feel the best I ever felt in my life.
How do you think you performed today? Did you get on anybody else's good list with your measurements and stuff like that?
From everything my agents told me and from the looks on the scouts' faces, it looked like I'd had a great day. They don't really talk to you too much. They don't really tell you too much. So I wouldn't know until I get to have a conversation with my agent later on today.
Cody Nesper.
So Tony, we haven't gotten to talk to you in a while. What was your experience like participating in the Senior Bowl?
Oh, it was great. I loved the Senior Bowl. It was a different experience for sure. I mean, we were up until like 12:30 at night every night and had to be up at 6 a.m., 6:30, sometimes 5:30 in the morning. So it was a different experience, but it was great just to come in and have to learn a new playbook, an NFL playbook, and have to develop really fast and try to just earn a starting spot for the game. So it was pretty fun.
Gonzalo from No Huddle, Argentina.
Hey, Tony. I want to ask you. First of all, congratulations for entering this process. I know how hard it could be. And in second term, I want to ask you, what kind of players do you like to see at the professional level? Or what are your favorite players in the NFL to watch?
As of right now, I'm gonna answer your second question first. As of right now, my favorite players are Darius Leonard and Devin White, they fly to the ball. They're guys that really run real fast. I like to compare myself to them when I see them play. They play with a lot of passion, you can tell. And I mean, throughout this process, it hasn't really been hard. It's been something I've been working on throughout my whole life. I've been ready for this moment. So I mean, waking up every day, training 2 times a day is nothing to me because I wanted to do this. This is what I wanted to do. This is my job.
Greg Hunter.
So, Tony, has your agent given you a feel of draft position? You know, what round? And you sort of have something in your mind that, boy, if I don't go by this point, I'll be a little disappointed.
My agent's giving me day 2. So that's, I believe, second, third, fourth round. So that's a good look for me. I mean, as of right now, I mean, if I get picked up, I'm happy. I'm not gonna complain about anything. I mean, this is a blessing. It's 1% of people that play college football that get to the NFL. So I mean, this is a blessing to even be a part of this opportunity. So anywhere I get picked up, whether it's first, second, third, or even free agency, I'm still gonna be happy, ready to go.
Back to Cody Nesper.
So Neil said you might be up, 5 pounds in weight. Are you at what you think your playing weight would be as a professional, or yet no?
Not at all. I plan on going up a lot more. I actually came back to my playing weight for the 40 today and everything like that. I didn't understand why, but a weight's a real thing that fluctuates a lot. I plan on getting it up to 226, 227 and playing at that weight this year.
Any further questions for Tony? Please use the raise hand feature. Tony, we have one from Carly Nevis.
Tony, I know you said you've spoken to all 32 teams, and this might be a bad question, but any preference as to what team you go? I know there's one in your hometown, maybe, that you would want to play for.
It would always be a blessing to go back home and play in a hometown. But in all honesty, I just want to go to an NFL team with a great culture that can help me develop into a great player and a potentially Hall of Fame player one day in my career.
Any further questions? Tony, thank you for your time today. I know the West Virginia media on the call here today certainly enjoyed visiting with you, and your availability and your access all season. They certainly appreciated it. You were a real pro.
I really appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you guys so much. Go Mountaineers.